You don't need to overcomplicate life. You don't need to overcomplicate the process of success. Success is quite a simple thing. When you actually think about success, what is it? Well, success will come from hard work. Now, everyone will have different perceptions on what success is. Some people want a luxury lifestyle, they want supercars, they want loads of girls, all this stuff. Or it can be a more simple version. It can be having one loving girlfriend. It can be having one nice car, having a beautiful house. There's many different versions of success. Success is whatever you define it. Whatever your ideal life is, that is your version of success. Now, the reason I've created this video today is because I watched a video just like this, explaining that you don't need to be over the top. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Everyone talks about monk mode, talks about 5 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m., doing all this shit, and you need to do all that to be successful. But it's complete bullshit. Now, do I do these things? Of course. I need to do these things right now because I'm in this stage of monk mode. But you don't need to constantly do these things. You need to... I feel like I'm contradicting myself, but this is the truth. Now, do you need to do these things occasionally? Do you need to do these things 80% of the time? Most definitely. If you don't work hard, you will never get the success. But then what's the polar opposite to that? Now, there's always been a thing in the world of yin and yang. There's no light without dark. You need to work hard to be successful, of course. But you also need to have balance. Balance, I believe, is the key to life. When I was really struggling, someone would always tell me, you need balance. Let me just have a drink. I've got a bit of a dry mouth. If you watch some of these videos before, you know that I don't like to cut things out. I want it to be more genuine. I don't want it to be all cut up so everything's perfect. These videos aren't going to be perfect. Now, as I was saying, someone who was important in my life told me constantly when I was trying to sort my life out, you need balance. Because what would I do? Well, I'd try and completely change my life within a week. I'd change everything about myself, but then I'd get overwhelmed because I've placed all these habits in place. So many habits, like let's say I changed 10 things about my day over the span of 1 week. Well, that's a lot to take on straight away. As I was saying, you need this yin and yang. You need balance in life. So, of course, you'll need to work hard. You might need to wake up at 5 a.m. a lot of the time. You might need to have late nights. You might need to have a lack of sleep. But you also then need the polar opposite. You need times where you spend with your family and friends, where you eat a little bit of junk food, if you consume alcohol, if you want to consume alcohol and you can balance that, then of course, occasionally indulge in things that are fun for you. If you're constantly working hard, if you're constantly overwhelming yourself with hard work, there'll be a point where you burn out. There'll be a stage in life, whether it's 2 weeks into self-improvement, a month into self-improvement, 6 months into self-improvement, you will eventually burn out. You need a time where you just have one day, maybe, or even a few hours in a day, where it's just a bit more of a normal life. You spend it with your family, you spend it with your girlfriend, you spend it with your friends, you eat a little bit of junk food. You need the balance. Now, that is the point of this video. You literally need to work hard 80% of the time. This is really the key to success. Is there a lot more to it? Of course, I'll make videos on it in future, but the real key to success is work hard 80% of the time. Do things that you enjoy 20% of the time. Have that 80-20 kind of balance at the start. Then eventually, when you've built up the success, you might be able to have 50% of the time you enjoy things, 50% of the time you work hard. Or eventually, if you become very, like almost this CEO, the person who has people working for you, then maybe eventually you can have 20% work, 80% enjoyment. Life's very different for everyone. You have to figure out what works for you. If waking up at 5:30 every day doesn't work for you, you find that you maybe get to 3 p.m. and you need a nap or something like that, then of course, change it. Don't do what everyone else says just because that's what worked for them. Everyone is different in this life. Things will work for everyone else. What doesn't work for me? Well, what doesn't work for me is using drugs and alcohol. So I chose to completely cut that out of my life. Does that mean that someone else can't consume alcohol occasionally and balance it? Of course it doesn't. As I said, everyone's different in life, and you have to understand that. What works for someone else might not work for you. So without wasting too much of your time, I don't want to long out the video. I have a self-improvement Telegram, a free Telegram where I drop game like this, whether it's typed out, whether it's a quick video, a self-improvement Telegram. Now, there will eventually be a course. I'll have a whole course on basically self-mastery, how to master yourself. Now, will all of these things work for you? Maybe not. Maybe there's certain things that you don't vibe with. But even if you learn a couple of things from that course, then it's an investment into your future. So I'll eventually release that. Now, to be early, to be the person who finds out about that sooner. Obviously, when I first start it, I'm going to announce it in the Telegram. So you want to be in the Telegram. That's how you're going to find out about it sooner. That's how you're going to get reduced prices. That's how you're going to be the first people in that community to learn about what I have to teach. And these are just my philosophies on life. Will everyone agree with them? No. That's another thing in life. People aren't always going to constantly agree with you. There's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with you. But as long as you know you're being true to yourself, as long as you know it's what you truly believe, then who gives a fuck what anyone else says? Now, you'll learn along the way. As I said in one of my other videos, you'll make mistakes and you'll learn along the way. You'll slowly learn as you go through life who you are and what you value. As I said, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I hope this video provided some sort of value, and I appreciate you tuning in. Cheers, guys.